Come with me on my first trip to Europe where I go to Spain and Portugal. In these first few seconds, I have all the information like how long we were in each city, what apps and services we used, where we stayed, and how I would rate the accommodations. So feel free to pause and take a picture. Our travels definitely started off a little bit rocky. I was about 10 pounds overweight, but after some major reshuffling, we were able to board our flight, no problems. Our first flight was from MSP to JFK, and then from JFK to Barcelona. I always travel with snacks or food. I will make meals or make snacks or buy snacks beforehand because traveling while hungry sucks and airport food prices are expensive and often the food is not good. My mom definitely made fun of me for this, but that girl was schmacking on the food that I brought, so I think she was happy that I did it. After we landed in JFK, we found our gate and headed there, and then I got an email from the first place we were staying at, Limehon Barcelona Rector Triado, to check in. This process was super simple. I just went to this link, made sure all the information was correct, and then added our identification, which was our passports. At 11 p.m., we boarded our flight and we were on our way to Barcelona. We flew with American Airlines operated by Iberia, and oh my gosh, all of the flight attendants were so attractive. It was a great start to this trip. Really love when airplanes have in-seat infotainment systems. I love seeing the course that the plane takes and where we're flying over. I found this super interesting. On to the fun part, which as a foodie is the in-flight meals. Me and my mom ended up getting the same exact thing, and this is what the meal looks like. Okay, we're gonna try the food. I don't know what this is. It's chicken and rice, right? This is what it looks like. Let's see. She says it's not bad, which means a lot. That means a lot. Definitely not Spanish rice. And this is definitely not. It's like teriyaki chicken. Yeah. It really isn't bad, and it's warm. Like it was served hot. So. Yeah. Overwhelming. I feel like the most brownie heavily sweet chocolate. It's a good brownie. Now for a little bathroom tour. I'm gonna be honest, this is the first class bathroom which I had to sneak into because all the bathrooms by us were taken and I had to go. Before landing, they did give us breakfast, which was just a quesadilla with ham and some cookies, but overall I'd give the food a 7 out of 10 on Iberia. Outside the window, I could see the beautiful Barcelona, and I cannot explain to you the excitement that I felt. I could not wait to land and actually see the culture and the architecture that Spain has to offer. I actually love this, but we didn't go through a jet bridge once we landed. We actually got off of the plane and got to be outside, feel the warm, fresh air, and from there we were loaded onto a bus, which then took us to the terminal. And even though we were on an American Airlines flight that was operated by Iberia, the plane was called level, so yeah, that was a little confusing, but it doesn't matter. We got there safe, and then we met up with my auntie twin. Y'all will soon see why I call her that, but we grabbed an Uber from there and headed to Limeholm, which was very close to the train station, Barcelona Sans. We did not stay in Airbnbs on this trip. There were only 3 of us, and Airbnbs were a little bit expensive, so I decided to just book via Expedia. We stayed in apartments that typically had a pull-out couch that were run by services. It's similar to Airbnb, but we did book off of Expedia. I do not have any partnerships or affiliations with Expedia, but shoot, with how much I use them, I should. So holla at a girl. Driving through the city was really fun and mesmerizing, but after like 12 hours of travel, we were starving and needed to find a place that was going to accommodate us and our large bags since we couldn't check in for a couple more hours. La Terrazo Miro was such an amazing introduction to the Spanish people and their warmth and helpfulness. The staff was incredible and made room for us in our clunky suitcases. We didn't feel judged or felt like tourists. They really welcomed us in, and just the vibe of this place was absolutely amazing. The food was absolutely amazing. I wasn't comfortable using my Spanish just yet, so I didn't tell them I like my eggs muy bien frito, but other than that, everything was delicious. Okay, we all know the egg is a no. And these potatoes, my God. Yeah, delicious. All this food actually came together as a meal deal, so we got 1 starter, 1 entree, and a dessert, and 2 drinks. And it was all good and very affordable. They had very cute artwork everywhere, even on the napkins, and they also had a book that they let customers sign and just talk about themselves, say whatever they want. They had like at least 50 of these books that were already filled that were set on a bookshelf, so we made sure to leave our mark. Finally, we got our information to access our room, and we were off to our apartment. Not bad, Janine. Not bad. As someone who loves people watching, but like not in that way, I love this view. After a little siesta, we put our clothes on and then went out for dinner. It was my mission to have patatas bravas in every restaurant that we encountered in Spain, and this in Barcelona was by far the best. My auntie twin is so cute, but we ended up getting a croqueta sampler, some kebabs, cod, and of course patatas bravas. It was a great first introduction to tapas, and the reason why I say this patatas bravas was the best was because it is the one that had the most alioli and the least mayo. After that, we just walked off our food and explored Barcelona in the nighttime. I had us staying this close to the train station just to thwart any potential transportation disasters. Estación de tren. I don't know if they getting their potatoes from the Irish directly or what it is, but potatoes here are different. They're built different. They look different. They taste different. They feel different. Like I've never eaten potatoes like that and like really had to look at the potato and be like, damn, you a good potato. Okay, Spain day 1 recap. Lessons learned. 1, everybody is very attractive. That was the first lesson we learned up to the flight attendants. 2, they don't do the fake America nice thing where they like smile and go, oh, or Minnesota Midwest nice thing where they smile and they go, oop, and they try to, oh, excuse me, and get past you. No, like if they're gonna get past you, they're just gonna go past you. There's gonna be no conversation, no excuse me, no none of it. They just do what they need to do. Next lesson we learned: to get an Uber from the airport in Barcelona, you need to, once you get out of the terminal, you finally exit with your baggage, you need to stay on that level, find rental cars, and then you'll find the Uber pickup. Do not go downstairs, do not go upstairs, stay on that level. Find parking C2, and that's where the Ubers will come get you. We walked around for like 20 plus minutes trying to figure out where to catch an Uber. Next lesson learned: everybody is very nice and accommodating. So don't be afraid to ask. We weren't able to check in right away. We had an hour to wait before we could check in to our place, and so we had to like carry our luggage, and we were starving. And we found this little restaurant just around the corner from where we were staying, but they were so nice. They made space for us and our giant suitcases and treated us with so much respect and kindness. So everybody, or not everybody, because I mean, we've only been here a day, but so far everyone that we've come in contact with has been really nice and really helpful, and of course speak English. So day 2, it was a bit rainy, but it wasn't hard rain. It was really just sprinkling, which was fine with us because we brought spring jackets. I did a ton of research and decided to come in February, which I know is off season. I knew the weather wouldn't be as nice, but still is much better than what we had in Minnesota at this time. We did more walking and exploring of Barcelona until we happened upon this cute little restaurant called Pepe Le Pew. They had a lot of healthy options. I think they had some vegan and vegetarian options as well. My auntie twin got coffee. I got some type of smoothie. And then we also got breakfast sandwiches. My mom and I and my auntie twin got oatmeal. Just by looking around, it seemed like this was a place where a lot of students came to do their work. There was this girl with this really awesome sweatshirt on that we absolutely loved. After eating, we're headed back to grab our stuff and make our way to La Estación de Tren. Okay, more things we learned in Spain. If you're taking the train and you want to leave your bags, you can. You just have to go towards doors 13 and 14 once you get to the train station and follow the signs for rental car and parking -1. There will be a baggage drop-off place. How it works is you pay per bag and then per hour. So it's $6 per bag if you leave it for 2 hours, $10 per bag for 3 to 24 hours. Just for a little context, we did have to check out by 11, but our train didn't leave until like 3 or something like that. So that's why we used the baggage hold service at the train station. Once we were bag free, we went to continue to explore the city and take lots of pictures and videos. While we were exploring, I did get contacted by the next place that we were supposed to stay, which was in Valencia, Spain, and that is Vogue Premium Flats, which either translate to Vogue or is supposed to be said as Vogue, but it is what it is. The check-in process was through WhatsApp, but they still asked for the same things that Limehouse did, which was identification, like a passport or a driver's license. Once we were done exploring, we grabbed our suitcases and went to board the train, which was a little confusing, not gonna lie. First impressions of the train, much more legroom than I anticipated. And this is even the train we're supposed to be on, so far so good.
Lots of luggage space.
Yeah, lots of luggage space. You look up. And then they have storage at the fronts and the backs of the cars. The reason why the boarding process was so confusing is because 1, I only know beginner Spanish, and 2, where we had to go to board our train was different, and then they also switched what train we were going to be on, and then the boarding process, there were like 2 lines, but we couldn't really understand what the difference in the lines were. So yeah, it was just kind of a whole thing, but we got on, and at the end of the day, everything was fine. We have made it to Valencia, and I am in love. This is a dream. We stayed so close to the train station. I think it was like a 5-minute walk, but it was a little hard to find because it was tucked away in an alleyway. But this is Voghi Premium Flats. Both Limehome and Voghi had storage lockers for luggage, but we couldn't figure out how to use them, so we didn't at either location. For people who like eclectic, high fashion things, this would be a really good place to stay. This is so much room. You put a little, like, twin bed or whatever. Oh, look at that! That's cute.
That's cute.
Bathroom. Oh, look at the mirror. There's an iron. Yay. There wasn't, yeah. Okay, she nice. She's nice. She's nice. Once we settled in, we got dressed and headed to Barricado. I had heard so much about this place that I had to try it, so I got a reservation before we got there, like months in advance, and I was very excited to try it. Valencia is beautiful no matter what time of day. I just loved driving around and seeing all the amazing architecture. Some people will understand what I'm saying when I say this, but you know when you're a non-baby of color's first person of color, and we definitely were that for this sweet, beautiful little girl. She was so fascinated by us. It was so funny. She was such a darling, and so were her parents. But on to the food. We got patatas bravas, of course, and then we also got, I think, calamari, as well as some saltfish fritters. They do have menus in English, so don't be afraid to ask. After that, we were still feeling a bit peckish, so we got some steak and fries. This is the following day. I put on my Sunday best, even though it wasn't Sunday, and got ready to explore the streets of Valencia. We had this really cute balcony, and it was so nice to take pictures on it. Also, look at that orange tree. It's so pretty. But here we go to explore the city I've been dying to see. We went to Mercat Central de Valencia, and it was so cool to see all the fresh meat, fish, and produce. We walked until we stumbled upon this little restaurant called Trencat. It was so delicious. They made freshly squeezed orange juice, and we gobbled that down. But then we had some breakfast sandwiches, coffee, and Mama had a eggs Benedict. After that, we just continued to walk. We enjoyed the sun and the vitamin D. We're coming from Minnesota and Canada, so this was absolutely amazing to us in February to have this kind of weather. They had these giant Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse characters roaming around, which freaks me out, but the kids absolutely loved it and were taking pictures.
What is happening?
Leave it to Coco to have us up here in Starbucks in Europe. When was the last time you had Starbucks in America?
Never.
Like, this feels illegal.
It is illegal.
After we committed sacrilege, we continued to explore. We saw the Banco de Valencia. We also went to the Placa de la Reina before we saw the Valencia Cathedral.
And then also I feel like
I may or may not have fallen in love with a street performer, but that's none of your business. Gonna be honest with you guys, I don't remember how much it cost to tour the cathedral. This was back in February and I'm doing this voiceover in June, so I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it was very expensive. We also got headsets and a little guided tour thing, which was really cool. I am a Christian and I love history, so this was right up my alley. I really wanted to see the supposed Holy Grail, but if you're not into that, you can skip this, of course. This well is said to bring you good luck if you throw some money down there, and I did, and to be honest, this year has been great, so highly recommend. Tour probably took a good hour and a half, but once we were done, we went and watched some more street performers, and then went to get the famous horchata, as well as some other treats. So the big deal with Spanish horchata is that it's made with chufa nuts or tiger nuts, whereas Mexican horchata is made with rice. Horchata. Can attest that dipping the farton into the horchata is the only way to go. After a little siesta, we got dressed and then went out to eat, and I was starving. We landed at this Moroccan restaurant called Restaurante Almunia, and it was so good. It was so good. Phone definitely did not eat first because I was hungry. We're having Moroccan food. All we've had is bread and hummus, which should be illegal. It should be illegal for food to be this good. It should. The staff was so lovely and amazing and treated us so well. I'm scared. I should have said that. That it's strong. Oh. I thought that was strong. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. She made me jump
I got my orange
tree to get an orange that I know she can't eat. Okay, but look at it. Bring it into the light.
Yeah. It looks like there's like seeds on the outside.
Once we got back, we just chilled and had our own little party. This was the next day and everybody was schliggity schlumped. I learned that I'm an early rise vacation girly, so while everyone was sleeping in, I got up, got dressed, and went and explored Valencia by myself. I had no destination in mind. I was just walking and looking, and everything was so captivating. I don't know why I was breathing so heavy because it was not that serious, but I walked for I think 3 or 4 hours. Then I was finally making my way back to where we were staying when I was stopped by this old Spanish man who said he was a plastic surgeon. And I thought I was doing a good job of slaying my Spanish, but I was not.
Huh?
Why do you say me? Why do you say me to meet you?
No, I meant your luck. Your luck will change in 2 hours. Yeah, your luck. You'll get lucky soon. Yeah.
And there, it is not the same. There is not any possibility.
No. I'm sorry.
I change, please.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, look at me.
But it was nice to meet you.
No, yes, of course. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good day. Gracias.
Bye.
I met back up with my mom and auntie twin, and can you believe they had the audacity to be mad at me because I didn't take that man up on his offer? Anyway, we went and explored Valencia some more.
Listen to me can't suffer. But me no wool and panty. Me let them things that go
If you have ever traveled with Jamaican parents, at some point they're gonna say they want Jamaican or Caribbean food, even if they're in a country that has a very slim chance of having that option. So we did our best to find some Jamaican and Caribbean food for Coco. The food was fine. Obviously, it's their adaptation of Caribbean food, which is all we could ask for. I did not like the patatas bravas here, but I did love their fresh fruit juice. Oh, it was so good. After eating, of course, we had to walk it off. We walked through this very, very nice park, which I don't know the name of, and I'm so sorry. But the destination was the Ciudad de las Artes y Ciencias.
to do and to see and more accessibility. I feel like there'd be more to keep your mind off of things.
somebody outside then.
What do you mean outside?
Like when you call this someone to do, you want to do somebody to do it.
Oh, I wonder what they're doing over there. Yeah, that's what happens when dad dresses you. That's all that needs to be.
I don't know why this is so funny.
While we were walking, we saw some guys break dancing, which was really cool. But let me tell you, this was a 45-minute walk from where we started to the Ciudad de las Artes y Ciencias, but it did not feel like a 45-minute walk at all. We took our time. There was lots to see and to discuss, and that was just so amazing and refreshing. Walkable cities, man. We didn't go into any of the actual exhibits or bought tickets for anything like that. We did go across the street to the Centre Comercial El Saler, which was a big shopping mall, and we just sat down and chilled and decompressed and looked on our phones. I call it a stimulation break, but after that we grabbed an Uber back to where we were staying because it was an hour walk.
noticia that Africa don't have anything done.
There's
It's not true.
Yeah, no, Africa has a ton of stuff.
It is like Ukraine when too much war and
Yeah.
people don't have
But we
anything
need,
for.
Africa needs to come together and be the powerhouse. Africa has everything that everybody, the car that we're driving, the rubber, the cars are from Africa.
Yeah, that is true.
We need to come together and stop divide us, you know?
Yeah. But now in my country, Mali, Niger, Burkina, now there's now together, yeah.
Okay.
Sahel. Yeah.
That's good.
IS. Se llama IS. Il s'appelle IS. Les États de Sahel. Bon, on va voir ce qui va passer.
Sorry, my French is not that great.
We weren't tired, so we decided to continue walking, and then we got peckish, so we got some tapas at a local restaurant that we found. That fountain was really cool, but we sauntered our way back to Vogi, and when I looked at my Apple Watch, it said I'd walked like 10 miles or something crazy like that, which was insane, but I wasn't tired, my feet were fine. It definitely did not feel like 10 miles. This was the hardest part, honestly. The last day, I took this trip specifically to see Valencia because I am hoping to move here one day. I know emigrating here is really hard, but doing research on places you can live outside of the US, I fell in love with it, and that spurred this trip, so leaving was really hard. After grabbing our stuff and having a hearty breakfast, we made our way to the train station where we got on our train. This trip was going to be a little different, however, because in order to get to Malaga, we had to stop in Madrid, switch trains, and then we would be on our way to Malaga. But it was not that simple at all. I highly recommend using trains to travel when you can because seeing the landscape and the scenery is just really cool. Let's talk about drinking water in Spain. We didn't drink from the tap and we couldn't find any fountains or anything like that, so we did have to buy bottled water or glass water quite a bit, and this is what I found was the best tasting one. The train did make quite a few stops at a few stations on our way to Madrid. The screen displays what stop we are coming up on or at, so make sure you're paying attention if your final destination isn't Madrid.
Okay, so she's doing amazing, guys. She's killing it.
Need to know for Spain. One, bring a washcloth because the Spaniards, they'll have towels. They won't have washcloths, so bring your own washcloth. What else have we learned? Valencia is very walkable, very beautiful city. We liked it more than Barcelona. We'll see how it compares to Malaga. If you're traveling through Madrid, and like your destination isn't Madrid itself. Okay, as I was saying, if you're taking the train anywhere and Madrid isn't your final destination, but you have to go through Madrid, you're gonna have to take this smaller train to a different station, which will take you to your connecting train. So you go from your destination to Madrid. In Madrid, you'll take this train, which will take you to another train station. Once you're at that train station, you will then take your final train to your destination. So that's something to remember when you get here, because you'll probably be confused. And don't be worried if you miss this train, because they come very frequently. Another one just arrived, and it's only a 15-minute ride from Madrid, Jagramin, I think it's what it's called, to Madrid Atocha. Okay, I lied. You have to wait 2 stops. Oh, you can't do that. Okay, but look up for these things. They will tell you the stops. So you have to wait 2 stops to get from Chamartin to Atoche. You're gonna go through Nuevos Ministerios and Recoletos, and then the third one will be Atocha. Sorry, I'm saying Atocha. To exit, go towards the exit after coming up the escalators, because these are just all bus trains, and to get to high-speed trains, you have to go this way.
Okay, once you get through the gates down there, by scanning your ticket, then you come up the escalator where you see, there should say a sign that says Puerta de Atoches, departures and arrivals. Okay, there's only one place for departures. So once you get up the escalator, you're gonna go to the left, la izquierda, to salidas planta 1. That's where every departure goes out of. Once you go through security, you just find your gate number, go down the walking escalator, because it's not escalator, it's like a walking escalator, and then board your train. Pro tip is to not be late, because you want to put your giant bag there and not in the little mini corridors that they have, so don't get lost.
I was more and more impressed and stunned by the beauty of Malaga as we drove through. Honestly, I hadn't done much research on Malaga. I knew it was a place that I wanted to go to, but I really do wish we would have given it more than just a day.
Hotel 3 es muy bonita.
This was Alcazaba Premium Hotels, and honestly, it looked nice, but it wasn't that nice. The soap dispenser was falling off in the bathroom, and so were a few other things. And we were right next to a lot of construction, which was killing my allergies and sinuses. I'm pretty sure the sheets were also dirty, and they double charged us, but they caught it and fixed it. So yeah. After a small siesta, we were on the hunt for dinner, and we ended up at a Peruvian restaurant right around the corner, which again, the fresh juice was amazing. It was at La Barra Inca, and we ended up having yuquitas and ceviche for an appetizer, taco for me and my auntie twin, and fettuccine for my mom. The juice that we had, I'm pretty sure was passion fruit mango juice.
Fettuccine, taco.
After eating, of course, we had to walk it off, so we went and explored Malaga in the night.
Look at that boat. Who do you think owns that boat? Is it Jeff? Is it Elon? Whose boat is this? Like, look at how big this boat is. That's not a boat, that's a yacht. Is that a yacht? What's bigger than a yacht? Or is the yacht the biggest? Like, is Leonardo here? Not Da Vinci, DiCaprio. Up there. This is so cool.
This is so stinking cool, guys.
The following morning, Coco and I went and got breakfast while Auntie Twin slept. I got free breakfast from the hotel through the package I booked with Expedia, and we got to see their rooftop restaurant, which had really good views. We then were on a hunt for a suitcase. My mom's had pretty much exploded during our trip, so we needed to get her a new one, but I got to walk around and see Malaga in the daytime, and it was stunning. After treacherous search for a suitcase, we got her one, headed back to the hotel, went down the cool elevator, and then went outside to wait for our Uber to take us to the airport to go to Portugal. If you learned anything from this video, it's that you need to stay at least a full 24 hours outside of transporting back and forth to the train station or airport in Malaga. It is so beautiful, and I'm so sad that we did not get more time there.
Like, took a nice like style. Both sides for her car.
En caso de tener que realizar una evacuación, se iluminaría llevando su equipaje de mano a bordo.
Should an emergency evacuation become necessary,
Yeah, so the weather didn't pass the vibe check, and things kind of went downhill from here. Our Uber driver was very nice and made sure to point out a specific street that we should by no circumstance go down at night, as hundreds of men just lined that street, according to him. And I think your imagination can fill everything else in for you. Look, I don't know how true that is, but I am not a part of the F around and find out committee, so if a local male tells me to stay away, I'm gonna stay away. Now here's where the shit literally hit the fan, and when I say literally, I mean because our whole entire apartment smelled like shit.
Okay, so don't stay at Lisbon Service Apartments in Castillo de Jorge if you have any luggage at all and feel like climbing multiple flights of stairs just to get up there and your room smells like actual shit, like someone just dropped the load of their life in your room. There is no concierge at this one, just this little computer and then a phone where they won't actually be able to provide you with much help. So there's no elevator. There's no elevator. There is no elevator. So
they had us on the 5th floor with 3 giant bags, and that was a no, so I canceled that reservation and booked another one, which was in a much better area. Once that was all over and we were settled, we did our usual walking and touring, and we actually met up with some of my auntie twins friends who are also traveling around Portugal and Spain. Okay, so coming up, you're gonna see that I am having paella for the first time in Lisbon and not in Valencia, the place that invented paella, but I'm gonna tell you why. I had literally booked a reservation at one of the best paella places, and my aunt and my mom were just so jet lagged that they could not get up in time, so I had to cancel the reservation and didn't end up having paella while we were in Valencia, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get it, I promise. This restaurant was called Pinocchio, and it was definitely a very hectic, chaotic atmosphere. The food was decent, it's very expensive, but I didn't pay for it, so it is what it is. After we continued our walking tour, where we stumbled upon this pastry shop where I had to try pastel de nata, which I thought was good. I'm pretty sure it would have been better if I went to like a place that's known for them, you know? So I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Lisbon was not really my mom and I's vibe. And we kind of decided pretty early that we weren't gonna be climbing any amount of stairs really. So we kind of just stayed in our general area where the ground was flat. I did not really want to go to Portugal, but my mom was very determined that we had to see 2 countries while we were overseas. So that's why we came to Portugal. The area that we were in had a lot of drug peddlers, and the restaurateurs were so aggressive with trying to get you into the restaurant, which was very different from Spain. To be fair though, that's on me. If I would have done a little bit more research, I'm sure I would have found better areas for us to stay in. The water being this close was so crazy to me, but also really cool. The steps are slippery, so beware. Our stay was literally a block, like right around the corner from the Santa Juta lift, so that was really cool. On to the next day. This is the OOTD. We went to this restaurant called Solar do Bacalhau for breakfast, and it was different for sure, but the people were really nice and the food was fine. These cod fritters were good, and I was obsessed with these little cups. They were just so funny to me. That little hole killed me.
Yours looks really good, Mom.
While we were sitting there, this very lovely Senegalese craftsman came up and started talking to us. He gave us these free bracelets, and we bought a fruit basket that he made. He was so nice and so kind and so gentle, and so supporting him was really nice. To be honest, I don't even know what's going on here, but yeah. My mom and I did some more walking and sightseeing before we went back to the hotel and just had a nice siesta. After that, we changed and then we headed to dinner, which was right below us. It was an Indian restaurant because I had been craving Indian food. Like I said, we were very determined not to climb any stairs, so we basically just revisited a lot of the places we had seen the night before, but now in the daytime. Another quick outfit change and we were ready to go to dinner. This was our final day. We were all packed up and we went to this little cafe that we found while we were on a walk, and it was really good, really cool decor and everything. We loved it. At this point, my auntie twin would be leaving us to finish her trip with her friends as we would head back to Barcelona before boarding our flight back to the US. Now we are in our Uber heading to the airport to get back to Barcelona. I was not happy to be back in Barcelona because that meant our trip was coming to an end. This hotel absolutely sucked. This was the worst food I've ever had in my entire life. We are back in athleisure because we gotta get ready to sit in a plane or an airport for like 18 hours. All jokes aside, for everybody who made it this far, I know this video was super long, but Spain was wonderful, the people were wonderful, the food, the history, the architecture, it was all amazing, and I'm so glad that we took this trip. We're definitely smiling through the sadness here, but I did get a whole row to myself to spread out, which was nice. The food was fine, and now I get to return back to my responsibilities. The end.